Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here? Wednesday?
Wednesday, April 7th.
Boy, Wednesday already?
I know.
Boy, it's been a long 3 days.
Yeah, it sure has. It's only been 48 hours for you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice when you get the Monday off, right?
Yeah, it is.
But you had a travel day, so
Yeah.
maybe not as fun.
No.
But today we're dealing with some rainy weather, possible storms and mixed in there as well. High 7, looks like tonight. It's going to be cloudy, a small chance for some rain as well, with a low down to 48. And yeah, pretty much small chance for rain on Thursday as well. But you can find us in full high definition and full stereo. I think stereo, mono, stereo, whatever
you want.
We're all right there on our live stream on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. If you want to come hang out with us, we've got some great people that love to be part of the show and chime in, and you can too. So love to have you. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the local stories we're looking at for you today. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission is meeting tonight in their first public meeting to discuss the Palisades nuclear power plant restart. This is part of the agency's assessment of the plant's readiness to potentially resume operations. This is described as an informational session and an opportunity for the public to ask questions. Now, the open house will start at 6 o'clock tonight. Remarks from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission begin at 6:30. Questions from the public will be taken until about 8 o'clock, 8:15. Palisades entered permanent closure status back in May of 22, you'll recall, but in early 2023, Holtec International offered to restart the plant. Now, the NRC meeting will cover licensing reviews, inspection activities, and environmental reviews pertaining to the potential restart. If you can't attend in person, there's an online option, and we have a link to that at our website, WSJM.com. Also, the meeting will be held at Grand Upton Hall if you can make it in person. Grand Upton Hall, Lake Michigan College. That's at 2755 East Napier in Benton Harbor.
That'll be fun.
That will be fun. It'll be interesting because you'll hear questions and a lot of concerns from both sides about how this is going to be done, what's going to happen. Are they going to do modular reactors? Are they going to restart the old reactor? Well, what about the decommissioning? All that other fun stuff. So we expect a lot of activity, and we'll be there to cover
a lively discussion.
A lively discussion. And again, the online option will help people to hear what happens pretty much from 6:30 until they close the meeting.
Okay.
The informational open house really isn't an online activity, so if you want to get that, get there at 6 o'clock, and they'll be there.
Yeah.
The South Haven City Council continues to consider its options for bringing back a lifeguard program to the city's beaches. At their regular meeting this week, the council heard from citizen Heather Johnson, who was asked by the council to study the issue. Johnson laid out a multi-phased plan to bring back lifeguards, beginning with a needs assessment, the establishment of a budget, the procurement of equipment, and finally, recruitment and training. It could take years, or she said it could be a lot faster.
If you guys decided today that you want lifeguards and you put that in place with city staff and they were able to start the ball rolling, you could have lifeguards this year.
Council members did not seem intent on moving that quickly. Rather, they told City Manager Kate Hosier they do want to know more about the cost, which she said could be more than $600,000 a year if all beaches were fully staffed. Council member Wendy Anoki thanked Johnson for her work.
We've heard from so many residents and visitors about bringing lifeguards back. I know a lot of us on council have talked about it. We've just kind of been spinning our wheels, trying to figure out how we could potentially move this forward. And I think that asking you to do that and you being willing to bring this to us was just a huge first step.
Member Joe Reeser said he doesn't believe restarting the lifeguard program is impossible, but said more needs to be known on cost and safety. Hosier said it's important that the things be done deliberately and with caution. The council did not vote on the matter during Monday's meeting. And former St. Joseph City Manager Frank Walsh is getting some attention, but not the kind he probably wants. He's the target of scrutiny in Meridian Township. The Meridian Township Board of Trustees met last night in closed session for 3.5 hours to reportedly discuss an investigation into Walsh's actions as Meridian Township manager. That's the role he currently holds. Employee complaints and an investigation into Walsh's actions were first reported by WLNS in Lansing. Those allegations include unfair distribution of township dollars, using township resources to support his personal consulting business, and creating a toxic workplace environment. Asked for comment, Walsh would not speak to the ongoing investigation. The timeline started apparently back in August of last year, when formal complaints were lodged by employees against Walsh. In December, his annual review was put off due to the investigation, and since then, a law firm from Southfield has been preparing its report. Now, last night, the Meridian board met with Walsh in closed session. After 11 o'clock last night, they finally recessed, and they plan to continue discussions again behind closed doors initially at 6 o'clock this evening.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's a heck of a grilling. We're told that the board is considering a number of options, actually ranging from no action at all the way up to asking Walsh to resign or maybe terminating him. Walsh worked as St. Joseph city manager, you will recall, for 17 years, leaving back in 2013 for his role in Meridian Township. So we'll have more on this story. It's a developing one.
Wow.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports for us in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Wowie. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Good morning, Jeff.
Jeff.
Good morning, Carla. Diane, and all the other wonderful people that are watching here on this fine award-winning program.
Hello, Diane.
Hello, Diane.
Hello, Diane.
I was at a meeting yesterday,
Yeah.
a sales meeting, and I joined virtually.
Oh.
So I was on the big TV down in the conference room,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Hey, Johnny, can you hear us?" I said, "Yes, I can." And they were like, "Ooh, ooh."
Well, because you had your radio mic
I had
on.
the mic on. I was ready to roll. I had the headphones on. And
If you don't know, these microphones, these things are fantastic.
Oh yeah,
The RE20, made initially in Buchanan, Michigan.
These ones, I think, believe this one. Yeah, mine
say
says
on there?
Buchanan on there
Let's see here.
on the side there.
Yep, mine too.
Yeah.
Buchanan, Michigan. These are
Classic.
vintage
Ooh.
microphones.
Yeah.
Anyway, they do a great job of capturing the sound right here. I've got to figure out different instructions when I record clients and other people who come into the newsroom.
Yeah.
Because I tell them, get up close and personal with the microphone and talk right here, but don't pop your P's on the microphone.
Yeah.
And inevitably, every single time, they get right there.
Yep.
So now I have to wipe off my microphone.
Yeah. Carla has a great question.
Okay.
She says, Ken, are you Italian? Just curious due to your hands moving as you talk.
I am not Italian.
Yes. You have to talk like this.
I am not Italian. But I love Italian food.
I do too.
I've not been to Italy, but I want to go.
Yeah, my mother-in-law had a chance to go, and that's all she talks about. And I
Yeah.
think that's all she's going to talk about for the rest of her life. She's actually wanted to retire and move there.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's been for
Wow.
years saying, I think that's what I would want to do.
Oh,
I mean, people do it.
yeah.
You can find in some of those areas, you can find some really cool little villas or little houses in places and do that. If you've got the means and a lot of times it's fixer-upper homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching, there was one.
Are you watching The Fixer to Fabulous?
The
Italy?
one in Italy one?
Yeah.
I watched like the first episode.
Okay.
And then when I watched it, that was the only episode available. And I was like, oh man, I want to see what's going on.
We've been watching it.
Yeah,
It's
pretty good.
It's really good, but you bring up they're mostly fixer-uppers.
Yeah.
The fixing and upping is going to take a long time.
Yeah. I remember them doing the very beginning. They did like here's what's going to happen for the rest of this project.
Mhm.
And just the way things are built
Mhm.
there,
Yeah.
definitely built different
Oh,
here.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, and they were like, yeah, it's way to blow this wall out
Yeah.
is to
Well,
do the plumbing.
And that's what you have to do because they have it's all
Stone and all that.
masonry or like cement type mixture or whatever.
Yeah, it's not like a simple plaster and
No.
lath or a little bit of wood here.
No,
and
they have the electricity and the water.
They have
and
the
everything else.
electricity and the water and
cemented
everything
in, basically.
cemented
And
in,
they have
basically.
to jackhammer it out every time they
Jackhammer it out every time
you don't do
they
that.
Yeah, 'cause just imagine like here, you have a water leak, and sometimes what you're able to do is just blow out the wall, rip up the drywall,
Just go in the crawl space. Go in the crawl space.
No crawl space. Or if it's in the wall, you just simply rip the drywall off, and then when it's all done, put a piece of drywall. No, this is like full on. You got to get the mason out there. You got to do all that.
So there's a little drama to what David and Mars are doing on Fixer the Fabulous. The first piece was, it's going to take us 3 months to get a permit. What?
That's the other thing. They're like, just your basic, the whole process.
You don't work the whole month of August? What?
Yeah, the whole process
Nobody
is
works in
totally
August.
different in other countries. So that to me, that's the most interesting part is how are they going to navigate all that stuff?
Yeah. No, that's fun stuff.
But yeah, and then that travel, they're like, oh, so we're going to come here and then we're going to go back home and then we're going to come back and check on the project. Couldn't imagine what that would be like.
And then they visited was it a marble quarry?
Oh,
where you get some of the, I don't know the name of it, but the fancy marble.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, as you might imagine, on top of a mountain or hill or whatever. And the road was like yay big.
Oh, yeah.
And their car was yay big. And Jenny was freaking out.
Oh, I bet.
It was fun.
Oh.
And when she got back down, it
Sure.
was fun. But the marble quarry was amazing because it was just this big cavern, wall, open air, marble.
Nice.
It's just beautiful.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's get back to it.
O'clock and 2 o'clock. We'll see high temperatures that stay in the middle 60s. As we head into tonight, mostly cloudy down to 48.
Junk
And
food.
for Thursday, mostly
Sure.
cloudy.
Talk about
Against the
rat
rain
urine.
returning in the
Talk about
afternoon.
that.
With high
Junk food and rat urine?
Sure.
I'm Chief
different
Meteorologist
People that have
Carrie
breakfast
Michaud.
yet with those
Or
The
Target.
morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can be on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. We're streaming live there now. You also, if you have the WSJM app, which if you don't, you should. A lot of really cool stuff that you can do on that app. Not only can you listen live, you can also check out podcasts, news stories, and so much more. And there's an open mic feature where you can send us little voice notes if you want to do that.
You get those, right?
I do. I believe they're sent to me.
Okay.
I haven't gotten any lately, so I encourage anybody to even just try it out and see what it's like.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's like a little, like you do a little 30-second clip
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, you guys do a final award-winning program."
Oh, there you go.
It's awesome.
Or you just interact with us on the Facebook, the X, or YouTube, and we'll respond.
Mm-hmm. You got a junk food. You just have it. The note is junk food bad.
Well, surprise, junk food is bad for you.
You
And
think because it's called junk
because
food.
it's called junk food, that should give it
Pretty
away.
obvious.
But apparently, it can cause long-term damage in adolescent brains.
That's really bad.
So parents, grandparents, teens, listen up. This is the thing. Here's the study. The study had rats, and it had a diet for the rats full of fat and sugar, and those rats suffered memory impairment. USC decided to research this. The study reinforces the important link between your stomach and your brain. The USC led this study on rats. They feasted them. They feasted basically on a high-fat, sugary diet, and they found that it definitively raises the possibility of a junk food-filled diet disrupting brain's memories, the ability to remember things for a long time. What they saw here was not just in the research, but in some of their other recent work, that if these rats grew up on this junk food diet, they have the memory impairment that doesn't go away. If you simply put them on a healthy diet, the effects, unfortunately, even if you put them back on a healthy diet, the effects last into adulthood.
Great.
Yeah, they published their study in the May issue of the journal Brain Behavior and Immunity, and they were taking a look at the links between poor diet and Alzheimer's disease. They say people who suffer from Alzheimer's tend to have lower levels of a neurotransmitter in the brain that's essential for memory functions such as learning, attention, arousal, and involuntary muscle movement. And they said the fat-filled sugary diet, particularly during adolescence, disrupts a lot of that stuff. And it takes a long time, if ever, to get it back.
Great.
Yeah. So junk food, bad.
Junk food bad. Makes sense. Tell your kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
The memory
Junk
test.
foods are so good.
They had the rats. They let the rats explore new objects in different locations, and then days later, they reintroduced the rats to that same scene. That was, and they couldn't find the same stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah, the junk food diet rats said they couldn't remember which object they had previously seen, where
Sure.
it was, all that other stuff. The ones that were on the healthy diet, yeah, we got it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
We should play with rats. That'd be fun.
I mean, it's always interesting the things they do, but I mean, these rats, they probably were really fat rats, right?
yeah, the junk food ones,
For sure.
not the broccoli ones.
So I mean, what's the alternative? Because like
Healthy food.
healthy food. I mean, but the healthy snacks and junk food, a lot of times junk food for anybody
Yeah.
is an easy option. Where it's like, oh, I really want a snack, but I'm not gonna, do this and chop up some carrots and do some of these things. No, I'm just gonna reach for this bag of chips or something like that. So the
Yeah.
convenience and accessibility of those things.
The availability, the
Availability, yeah.
accessibility, the convenience of it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's easy to go to the vending machine
Right.
and find something.
And then to find junk these days,
Yeah.
because there's so many times where we're seeing, oh well, there's too much sugar in this. There's all this artificial this in something that we were deeming healthy snacks.
Yeah.
And then later on we find out, oh yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. I mean, they're focusing on, and I'm sure the USC study details exactly what they were using,
Mhm.
but basically they were talking about fatty, sugary,
Sure. Fat and sugar.
and what's in most of the things we love, fat
and sugar.
and sugar. So I think, as with everything, moderation.
Right. Does the saying still hold true of the breakfast feeds the brain?
Oh, I would think so.
Because I know a lot of kids.
Although I do eat breakfast before this.
Yeah. You don't? No. Oh, I have
This is my breakfast.
I have like 4 square meals. A high protein diet in the morning. That's why I'm so sharp.
Mm.
No, I had breakfast this morning. I had
Already?
I had granola bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's your breakfast?
I do a granola bar and then I have overnight oats after the show.
Oh, we're experimenting. Stephanie is making the chia.
Oh yeah, toss some chia in there.
No, just making the whole thing.
Oh, just chia.
Just chia. And she's fascinated by this. I'm fascinated because the experiment, I mean, you can order a bowl of chia stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like overnight oats.
Mhm.
You just need a couple of different ingredients. And
So you're
it's
just
already like firming up, and the chia seeds are softening and everything.
so
Very
you're just
slowly.
putting chia seeds in water and then
No,
seeing-
milk.
milk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because I usually add chia seeds to either overnight
Yeah,
oats,
that's
stuff like that, and that's good. But I'm curious to see. The taste is what I'm worried about because I will say they do not taste great.
And
That's why I always add it to other stuff.
I will tell you, Stephanie's become the master of not adding sugar.
Okay.
She'll add like a Greek yogurt, or there's natural sugars in
Agave.
honey.
Yeah, agave's good.
I like agave.
There you go.
I love agave. But you do have to watch out for some of those artificial sweeteners because
Mhm.
they trick the brain into thinking, oh, this is really sweet. That means sugar is coming, so I'm going to produce something else to counteract that.
Right.
And then you mess up your body because it doesn't get the sugar eventually.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. That's what I'm saying. You get all these things, and you're like, oh yeah, this seems healthy, and then you grab it, and it's like, wait, I really got to read the label
yeah.
because even something as simple as they're like, oh yeah, well this type of oil is really good instead of this oil,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's like, but that oil you got to check and make sure it's from the right places and single origin and all these other things. So it's really hard sometimes just to have a simple meal.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like if you're trying to avoid sugar, sometimes one of the substitutes is that monk fruit. You ever play around with
Yeah.
monk fruit? The actual powder, I mean, it's so fine. It's such a
Mhm.
fine dust. But that is one of the culprits that tricks your brain into thinking, oh, I'm getting sugar, so I'm going to make all these other things.
Uh-huh.
Gets your pancreas involved, all kinds of fun stuff. So.
You had another rat-related story.
I do. You want to talk?
Tell me about it.
So this one's from New York. So we don't have anything to worry about because New York is like a 10-hour drive.
Oh, those big rats?
Yeah, the big rats. The New York Department of Health and Mental Hygiene
Oh, great.
has released a health advisory after multiple cases of human leptospirosis,
That sounds bad.
which is an infection that is associated to exposure to rat urine. That apparently they've seen a number of cases in New York City this year, and they're rising. There were 24 total cases of leptospirosis in 2023, higher than in any prior year. However, in the first quarter of this year alone, they've already seen 6. And so, for comparison, 21 to 23, they saw 15 per year in 3 cases from 2001 to 2020. So you can see this is rising because this year so far they've got 6 cases reported as of April 10th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine how do you get that out of the? I mean, it's probably in the drinking water, I'm sure.
That is a great question. I don't know if it's in the drinking water, but the severe leptospirosis, you can have acute renal failure, occasionally severe pulmonary issues. They have all kinds of different things that you can have for symptoms. But according to the New York Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, the bacteria are fragile and can die within minutes in dry heat or freezing temperatures. So hopefully that will have some sort of great effect.
Whatever happened to their rat czar? I thought their rat czar was supposed to clean all that up and take care of all that stuff.
I don't know.
Rats
are stubborn.
Yeah. I was going to say St. Patrick. That was snakes, right?
Oh.
But the Pied Piper.
He did the rats.
Yeah,
he did the rats.
Why don't they get that guy?
Let's see, rat czar.
Yeah. Because that was the city of New York, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had hired a big
Eric Adams.
Okay.
All right. No, rat czar Kathleen Karate.
Yeah. Eric Adams is the mayor. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some publication called The Intelligencer. Oh, I see. This is from the New York Magazine. They went on patrol with her just a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So the rat czar is on the job, and they don't like to hear these things, but now they can point to why it was necessary.
All right. Well, we'll see what ends up happening with that. But I imagine I've never seen. I mean, they are huge, but I've never had a chance to see that rat in person. I would love to go visit New York rats.
No.
Because I feel like you can domesticate those things. They're probably bigger than Chihuahuas.
There's such a rat problem, and they're so big, they might domesticate you.
Ooh. Yeah.
You don't want
in
that.
New York, rats domesticate you. Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it's like a rat gang just out like West Side Story?
Hey, you're not from around here.
Yeah, you can't be around here, man. You're not around these parts. You're not a rat. I smell. Yeah, it gives a whole new meaning. I smell a rat. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get to news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute all on the way next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Loan rates are trending downward. Are you ready to make your move? Sturgis Bank's expert hometown lenders will guide you through the process and take the time to make sure you're ready to become a homeowner. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, looking at a vacation house, or thinking of building,
Good morning.
Hey.
Carlo was saying we had a weird echo going on.
Echo.
Listen.
Test 1, 2. Do we have an echo?
Yeah, I got something going on here. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, can you hear it? It's like a weird sound, almost like yeah. Can you hear it? Like it's picking up, like it's not all picking up all the microphones or something. I don't know. We'll
Do we have a different
on that.
Do we have a computer picking up your sound?
Yeah, I don't know. I got mine. Mine is
the only thing that changed.
Yours. Is that computer muted?
Which one? This one?
That one microphone's muted?
Yeah.
This one.
Let's, in one of our next breaks, we should talk about the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
And Target. Yeah. Terry was in here yesterday messing with the board.
He was tinkering.
Is it all fixed?
Yeah.
Is it all good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
was all because of we had some virtual broadcasts going on. So
Okay. Well, that's good news.
Yeah, we're doing everything the way we
Oh, are there any
Are there
microphones
any microphones or cameras that?
No, mine's muted. What
Okay.
I'm gonna do?
Okay.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go away for
Okay.
a second.
Okay.
Johnny is trying something. He's messing with the USBs. Hello and good
Hello
morning.
and good morning.
Hope you're enjoying your. Is it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Hey there,
there's
Stuart.
What's
What's Stuart
Stuart
say? Oh, Stuart said there's an echo. Stuart was our reporter.
Oh,
Look at him.
there's an echo. Let's try and figure it out. Hang on. Let me go
Thanks,
out
Stuart.
here. Let me go in
How'd you do
here.
on your prelims?
Oh, prelims.
That's what they call tests these days. And
Oh, they have a preliminary test as well.
I don't know why they call them prelims because it's a test. Maybe it's a midterm, but they don't want to get you excited about being midway through the term.
All right. I'm gonna come back in here.
What'd you do over there?
I'm just changing stuff, man. I don't know. Somehow. What about now? Better now?
Lens A or lens B?
Yeah, I left and I came back. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Well, stand by. We'll try and figure it out.
Preliminary exam. Yeah.
All right, we got your Bloomberg Market Minute here in a second.
Quarter. The results released late yesterday helped ease concerns that Boeing delays in
Remove. Reload. That is audio. Yep, that should be fine.
rates after a series of high inflation readings. Of the three major averages, only the Dow was slightly higher. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Hi, this is John Pro, 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just past 7:30, and we have a beautiful day today for a little while. The sun's out, but then we got some clouds rolling in. It's a chance for some rain and some storms with a high 70. Looks like tonight we're looking at cloudy skies and a 30% chance for some rain with a low down to 48. Thursday's going to be a little nasty as well. But we've got a lot to still catch up on in just a little bit. Let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the local stories that we're watching for you today. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission is meeting tonight in their first public meeting to discuss the Palisades nuclear power plant restart. This is part of the agency's assessment of the plant's readiness to potentially resume operations. The meeting is happening at LMC in the Grand Upton Hall. That's at 2755 East Napier Avenue in Benton Harbor. If you can't attend in person, but you want to see what it's all about, it starts at about 6:30 online. That is going to be, there's a link for the online option at our website, WSJM.com. They do have an open house that's happening from 6 to 6:30. That will not be online, but the online portion will start at around 6:30 tonight. Again, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission meeting tonight at LMC's Grand Upton Hall. That meeting starts in person at 6 o'clock. State Senator Eric Nesbitt is back in Michigan after taking a trip down south to the U.S. border last week. Nesbitt tells us that he and other lawmakers from around the country were hosted at Eagle Pass by the Texas public safety officials. We asked what they saw. We'll tell you more about that at 8 o'clock this morning. And also in the news, former St. Joseph city manager Frank Walsh is the target of scrutiny in Meridian Township. Meridian Township Board of Trustees held a closed-door meeting last night for about 3.5 hours to reportedly discuss employee complaints and an investigation into Walsh's actions as township manager. That's the role he currently holds. Apparently, they're telling one CBS affiliate in Lansing that the allegations include unfair distribution of township dollars, using township resources to support his personal consulting business, and creating a toxic work environment. We'll tell you more about that at 8 o'clock as well. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports here in just a moment. But right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher.
All right.
Get it all worked out?
Man, I don't know. I have it everything where it usually is, and I have turned things off and turned things back on. Let me see. Some settings here. Hello, hello, hello.
Is it potentially virtually coming to the board at all?
Shouldn't be.
Okay.
No, because it's in our usual aux 1 setting to go to.
Unless somebody messed with it.
PC, and then PC.
I tell you, yesterday I was thinking about that this morning. It was fun having 11 people in here, and this room accommodated it quite well.
It did.
Yeah, it didn't feel crowded at all.
Yeah, this is one of the large studios.
Yeah.
But imagine putting that in one of the other studios, it would be a little bit tight. Yeah, it's nice. The curvature of
the dead space over there that we always wonder, why in the world did they build it that large? Well, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
What are you doing over there?
I'm just
still playing.
Okay. See what's going on. Trying to make it better.
Did you catch Saturday Night Live this last weekend?
You know, I didn't, but was it Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
I've seen some videos.
It was flipping hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of his performance, and I heard a ton of laughing was going on, a lot of breaking going on.
Yeah, the cast and crew of Saturday Night Live, they write the sketches, they know the sketches, they bring in the guest stars, and typically they deliver, and there's not a lot of laughs.
Right.
Because they're not very funny sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of funny, but
there are some that have been really funny, but there are some that have been like, okay, you were just trying to fill the time.
But this time around, with Ryan Gosling, and we suspect, Tiffany and I watched, and we suspect that it was because of how he played so well each character. He was causing the cast to break up laughing during the skits every single time.
Yeah.
I had never seen so much laughing before. There was even a Beavis and Butthead skit.
Which I've seen a bunch of pictures. Yeah. I have not had a chance to actually watch that skit yet.
But
I watched another one
finish,
where he's got the long blonde hair and like half of his face you can't see because his hair's in the way. That one was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I didn't really know the point of the whole entire skit. There was no point. It was just like, what can we do that's most ridiculous?
Yeah.
But
I think that was one of their, if I were to guess, it's probably a personal challenge of, hey, here's a bag of crumbled cookies, make a skit out of it.
Yep.
Then that's what they did.
Or like maybe one of the writers, maybe that's one of their snack things. They're like, you know what, for writing day, Tuesday night or whatever, I'm going to just bring a bag of crumbled cookies and snack on them like with a spoon.
Yeah. But Chris Stapleton, was he on there? I think he was on there.
Was he the musical guest?
I believe so.
Nice.
Yeah, he was. Chris Stapleton. And he had one with the band that he sang. It was a great song. And then he did one just acoustic solo by himself. And I don't know. I mean, you know the music stuff. You know the singing. And it seems like he sings really loud.
Oh, yeah.
And does that hurt your vocal cords? Is there training? Is there warm-up you can do to avoid damage?
Yeah. Well, some of those guys, they know how to do it. Like they know there's a certain technique. Like you see those rockers that scream all night. Yeah. There's a technique. There's literally like a voice coach that teaches that stuff, how to scream properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know when I do it, I can only do it for a short amount of time. Like 2 songs and I'm done. If I do it that type of stuff.
But he was really good on Saturday Night Live. So
he's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Just so good.
Yeah. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's a big guy because he had a couple
like a
of
linebacker.
Well, he had a couple of different guitars, and they almost looked like ukuleles in his hands.
Mhm.
I'm thinking, how in the world is he doing that?
Mhm.
It was really cool.
Yeah, you think what they were like, oh, you have to have the proper hands to be able to play the guitar, and it's like he's got these oven mitts.
Yeah, he was really good.
Like I've got small hands, so I thought maybe if I hold a ukulele, it'll look like a regular guitar.
I'm just looking up what you were talking about earlier, Happy Gilmore 2.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Sandler confirmed he's working on a Happy Gilmore 2 script.
Ooh.
Now, is he just being funny if someone says, hey, you working on Happy Gilmore? Yeah, I'm working on the script.
Yeah, he's working on a ton of different things. Like he's filming some stuff right now. But yeah, he confirmed we are working on it, and it will probably happen soon.
Yeah, he says Netflix is excited about it, so we're working on it. We've got some good ideas, and we'll see. Yeah, we've been jamming. We have a million ideas already. We just got to make it a movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm just going to take a peek at this other thing. See a lot of people talking about Caitlin Clark and her salary.
Yeah, can you believe that?
It's super low, like $75,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. So, yeah, 4-year contract. So, I mean, name a football or what show? What? Hello.
I'm just messing with stuff.
Okay. Let's see. Let's look up Shohei Ohtani. Contract. Okay, Shohei Ohtani, 10 years, $700 million.
Yep.
So that's roughly $70 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did the math right there. And Caitlin Clark, 4-year contract with the Indiana Fever, $338,000 for 4 years.
Crazy.
So $70 million a year, and you've got an interpreter gambler, alleged gambler, or Clark.
And then look up if you go rookie contracts.
Okay.
I mean, because he's got a big contract. You go to Victor Wembanyama. Just put Victor Wemby. Just put Wemby.
Let's see. And then put in contract. Let's see here. Oh, $55.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rookie contract, the largest possible deal under the U.S. League's labor agreement. Wow, he's tall.
Yes, was that the guy that's 7'6"?
He looks it. That's amazing. So he gets a $55.2 million. You know, and I guess it's because of what the NBA is making, what the owners are profiting on right now, and what they can afford to spend, and the WNBA very different.
Because they said the thing that people don't really pay attention to is that the NBA earns 177 times more revenue than the WNBA. So if you factor that into the process,
it's important.
The league makes the money, the owners make the money, the owners give the money to the players. That's pretty much the sports food chain.
Yeah. Victor Wembanyama is 7 feet 3.5 inches tall.
Huge.
Man, you imagine trying to find clothes?
Pants, just pants.
Pants alone.
Yeah. Pantalones.
Pantalones. Very nice.
Anyways.
All right. We doing better?
Man, I don't know. Let me do a little.
For the behind the scenes look here, there was an echo reported on our web stream.
Yep.
And Johnny is doing his best to sleuth this out.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, I am chattering and keeping him entertained, I think. Does it sound better?
No.
It doesn't sound any better. All right.
No, it doesn't.
Well, we appreciate you who may be hearing the echo, putting up with it. There's a Target story I want to talk about in a second about Target targeting consumers, allegedly, with with biometric data.
Oh,
And somebody's mad about it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that here in just a moment.
There's a lawsuit. I can't hear anything.
Hey, good morning. Sorry.
Gonna take away your driver's license.
No, I'm playing with stuff. It's always, when you get into a car,
Yeah.
And someone else has been driving your car.
Hate that.
Like my mother.
Oh no.
Like my mother.
Oh no.
When my mom would be like, "Hey, we go move the truck real quick." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I almost I hurt myself because of the fact that her seat. She's short. She's like 5'2", 5'3".
Okay.
But I don't know why she drives the way she does, because she goes like way up there. Her seat is way
dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. What if the airbag deploys and it's less than 2 inches from her chest? That's dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerous.
Don't drive up that close.
But she has her way of sitting, and then I try to get in the car, and I have to move the seat back. And now she's got the cars where, and I actually told her, like, now that you have the ones that have the settings, like number 1, number 2, and all those things, like, can you just set one up for me?
Yeah.
Because all my brothers
You should just set it up.
size. You'd be able.
Yeah, just put it in there.
Yeah. So she can't reach the pedals. Put her all the way back.
Program it so that every time she hits her fob, she can watch the seat move back, and the dread can set.
I like it.
Like I've got it.
And then change setting number 1 to be a totally different thing, so she can never find it.
Yeah, really high up. Move the seat way up so her head's hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
Sorry, are we on the air?
I like that. Yes, we are. And we're on the video, so my mom will probably watch it. And I know with the echo, did the echo get fixed at all? People that are watching on our Facebook, I know on the radio it's not. It's the issue, I believe, has been fixed. But anyways,
let's talk about Target. You want to talk about Target, or you want to do the Federal Reserve?
Let's talk about Target first. I saw another Target commercial.
Yeah.
With Kristen Wiig. I saw another as the Target lady.
Okay.
Speaking of SNL earlier, she's the Target lady in these commercials. They're trying to promote the Target Circle thing.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Target?
Well, so
Target. That's what she says. Target.
An Illinois woman has filed a lawsuit against Target, accusing them of illegally collecting and storing her biometric data and other customers' biometric data through facial recognition technology and other means without consent.
That's great.
Yeah, the lawsuit, which was filed last month in Cook County, alleges that Target's surveillance systems covertly collect things like face and fingerprint scans from customers as part of its anti-theft efforts. The alleged practice violates Illinois' Biometric Information Privacy Act, and the lawsuit contends that not only does it violate that, but she wants she says there's some damages there.
Really?
Yeah, the law the state legislature passed in 2008 was designed to protect people from details of their physical characteristics being collected without their knowledge or their consent. And according to the lawsuit, Target does not notify customers of this fact prior to store entry, nor does it obtain consent prior to collecting the biometric data. Target did not immediately respond to the lawsuit. Biometric information typically is a person's physical characteristics, their retina, their iris scans, fingerprints, voice prints, hand scans, facial geometry, DNA, all that kind of fun stuff. But Illinois' Biometric Privacy Act, better known as BIPA, BIPA makes it unlawful for private companies to use facial recognition technology to identify and track such information without consent.
So how did they get it?
Well, they got the surveillance cameras. And you've heard of the lawsuits prior, where I think it's even at Madison Square Garden, where there was a law firm that was involved in some litigation with Madison Square Garden, and the facial recognition was able to zoom in on some of the legal team coming into an event at Madison Square Garden. They say, we've got the right to refuse service, and they kicked them out. So we're on cameras everywhere.
Right.
Anymore. It just depends on what you hook up to it and if you store that information.
Mm.
Yeah, the law in Illinois also requires companies to specify how the information would be retained and when it would be destroyed. Again, Target's not responded, so we'll be taking a look at this one.
Great.
Yeah, there has been some precedent in 2022. The social media app Snapchat was sued over an alleged violation of BIPA, pertaining again to data collected from users like lenses, filters, other kinds of stuff, and photos of them, and video of themselves. That company ultimately agreed to a $35 million settlement.
Wow.
So that was Snapchat.
So can I get some money from Target as well?
Yeah. Bob, join the lawsuit.
Okay.
You go to Target?
I do.
Okay.
Not lately, but I go to Target.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
The lawsuit alleges that for at least a decade, Target has made use of an advanced system of electronic surveillance at their stores throughout the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not part of the Circle whatever club.
The Circle. With the what is it, the credit card or whatever?
Yeah, I don't have that. So. Other money-related things. Is Federal Reserve talking about interest rates again?
Remember earlier this year when we said there was going to be a whole slew of interest rate cuts?
Yeah, like they said, like maybe half a dozen.
Yeah, well, a lot, and we expected some in the first quarter of 2024. First quarter's now over. We're in the second quarter. We've not seen a single rate cut, and now they're saying that the rate cut for June that was expected in June probably not going to happen either. Federal Reserve Vice Chair Philip Jefferson suggested yesterday, that the central bank's key rate may have to remain at its high where it is right now for a while longer, while they still try to work on trying to bring inflation back down into check. He delivered a speech yesterday, and when the Federal Reserve people deliver speeches, they know they're potentially market moving.
Yeah.
They know that if anything is misinterpreted, it can move markets the wrong way. They can have unintended effects, but they also know they can use these speeches to move the markets.
Right.
And so what they did yesterday was they had Mr. Jefferson say that he expects inflation to continue to slow this year, but he omitted a reference to the likelihood of future rate cuts that he had included in a previous speech in February. So he goes on the circuit, gives this speech.
Right.
You take something out, people notice, they want you to notice, and now it looks like that's kind of the indication of probably going to hold rates steady.
All righty. They're reserved in their approach.
They're very reserved. The Federal Reserve is very reserved. Yes.
We'll get your Moody on the Market update coming up here in just a moment. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Rather have the golf clubs own.
All right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
Oh, righty then.
I wish I was really good at tech stuff. I am, but not solving this problem today. So not really sure what's going on.
All right.
I did go to the little VMix thing, and that was a little wonky as well.
Huh.
So
we password protect all that stuff.
We do. We do.
Oh. People with password messed it up.
Yeah, or some of it is not. I think it's not talking to each other. Like there's technology over here that's virtual, and there's technology here that's physical. And I feel like the chain might be broken.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll check with our chief engineer here in just a little while.
Yeah, call him. Wake him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's a little upset with me. So I woke him up.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm on his list.
In addition to Grouper that we had this weekend, we saw a lot of pelicans.
Really?
Yeah, it was so much fun to watch them.
I love watching pelicans.
They are great.
Yeah. Just stand by the pier and just see them go.
They are huge birds, and they look like they shouldn't be aerodynamic at all or nimble. But man, the things they're doing.
Yeah, and it's cool because just seeing them dive.
Yeah.
And it's just like all of a sudden you're and all of a sudden
sploosh. Yeah.
and then they come out with a fish of some kind.
Also saw a ton of Hobie cats on the water.
Okay.
Yeah, people just enjoying the heck out of those things.
Nice.
That's fun.
That's what exactly is that?
It's got the two. It's like a miniature catamaran. And you sit on top of it, and it's got the the sail.
The sail. Okay. Yeah.
And so you can have the small one where just one person, or you can have 2 or 3 people on them. You probably have more than that, but just individual type things. You're just sailing out there on the sound.
I've always wanted was the catamaran thing. It's the water world boat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what I want.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those.
That'd be fun.
Big like that, and do all the cool stuff, and has that cool like kind of landing net, but also has a little bit of a place for you to go down.
Well, the bigger living room.
Yeah.
I mean, the sailboats, the large sailboats, they have beautiful quarters.
Yeah.
The catamaran, if you get the large ones, you can go down and you have a great room in there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at this.
Pretty cool stuff.
This is where I can be diabolical.
Yes. All right, let's get back to it.
All right.
HansonBeverage.com.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, look no further. We got you covered at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app, and download that for free. And your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service called IMS Today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Or maybe
almost,
or maybe 4:15, because this business update is talking about a fundraiser happening this Saturday, which will bring the unveiling of the latest iteration of 4:15 a.m. beer, 4:15 a.m. at North Pier Brewing Company in Benton Harbor. 4:15 a.m. beer is specially brewed by the company each summer to raise money for the Alex Mandarino Foundation. Spokesperson Ryan Cheevers tells us the Alex Mandarino Foundation raises awareness of childhood cancer in honor of 5-year-old Alex, who died from cancer in 2013.
Yeah, he says the 4:15 a.m., which is a beer that was created in honor of Alex Mandarino, represents Alex's birthday, April 15th, and the a.m., of course, represents his initials.
Yeah.
Cheevers says that 4:15 a.m. was created 8 years ago with the idea that it would be a one-time thing. It was actually part of a thing they did with United Way fundraiser, but it's proven so popular that they just keep bringing it back. They even got jerseys.
Yeah.
They got like Cubs jerseys, but they say 4:15 a.m. on it. It's awesome.
Everyone will get their first taste of this year's 4:15 a.m. on Saturday when the beer is unveiled at North Pier Brewing Company. They're having a baseball-themed party at noon and continuing through closing. Everyone is invited and urged to come dressed in baseball-related attire. We have a link for more information at moodyonthemarket.com. And again, proceeds, great fundraiser there, cancer research.
And I will say the beer is great.
Yeah.
And they've done some reformulations as well throughout the years to make it even better. It's fantastic. So they do great stuff over there.
Is it an IPA?
It's I believe it's a lager.
Okay.
Nice. I don't know exactly. I just know it's delicious.
Yeah. So wonderful. If you want to check out that article and get the link to that event, check it out at moodyonthemarket.com.
And your update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service called IMS Today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
Rich Brand and Tarek Halsey of IMS Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners agency in St. Joseph and Niles.
All right, everybody.
So just to wrap up, close up on inflation, the Fed's target on inflation is 2%.
Right.
The latest inflation, consumer inflation report year over year was about 3.5%. And again, we're in that period where inflation is being incredibly stubborn. People are still feeling it in a lot of the products that they're consuming, that they have to consume to survive. And there was a story I heard this morning about some of the folks at the UN saying, well, the 2% target is kind of an arbitrary thing. Maybe it needs to be, we need to be okay with higher levels of inflation. It's like, no. Because you don't see the job wages increasing in many areas. You see some areas, but not many, not all of them.
Yeah. You look at all those statistics of, the basics of the gas, the food, the house. But yeah, you see housing prices go whoop.
Oh man.
And you see wages go
It's like a
sometimes
sputtering
sometimes
biplane.
down because some of those jobs just don't exist anymore.
That's right.
So it's like, man, oh well, say a teacher. It's like, oh, I'm a teacher. I wanna live in the community in which I'm teaching. Not always feasible.
Yeah.
So
So again, to be clear, I mean, some wages growing great, especially those in that related to AI, but other wages not feeling it.
So we'll see what ends up happening with that, but we'll keep our eye on all the news and happenings, and go to WSJ.com for more on everything that we got going on. And we'll sorry for the technical difficulties this morning. Hopefully we get those figured out, and hopefully we sound better tomorrow.
Yay!
Yes, we'll fix it
because tomorrow's Thursday.
Yep, we get a busy Thursday as always. All right, everybody, have a great day.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.